Welcome to Eurosport and welcome to Egypt. This is Mark Cole. This is the first of our 11 nightly reports on the Pharaohs Rally, the 12th Pharaohs Rally, the Round Egypt Rally Raid, 5th round of the FIA World Cross Country Cup. Scenes from Cairo, the pyramids, the mosques, the Sphinx. 11 days of competition ahead, 12 special stages. It all starts here in Alexandria. This was Sunday, where competitors arrived after 8 days at sea, having come from Narbonne. Everybody here, last year's winning buggy team, Jean-Louis Schlesser. This is Bruno Sarbi, the 1993 Paris-Dakar winner. And instruments, SAT navigation, GPS, essential because no wreckers were allowed on this event. Everybody's here, from Citroen through Mitsubishi, Nissans, Toyotas, the whole, it seems, of the rally raid world. This is Hubert Oriol, who won the Paris-Le-Cap rally for Mitsubishi, now races for Citroen and bikes by the score. Yamaha, KTM, Cagiva, Honda, Kawasaki's and Gilera's, 40 of them in all. Everyone getting ready for the long stages ahead, 4,720 kilometers. Father and daughter, Patricia and Herbert Scheck. She rides a Honda, he rides a Suzuki. And compass heading 78 degrees as they set off on the first day's stage. Alexandria to Bahariya, 250 kilometers into the western desert of Egypt. This is very close to El Alamein. Those of you with a nose for history will know exactly what happened there, the great tank battle of World War II between Montgomery and Rommel. This is Salonen, Timo Salonen, winner for Citroen of the first stage today. 1985 World Rally Champion for Peugeot, now driving for the same team, Peugeot, Citroen, in these impressive Citroen ZX Rally Raid Evolutions. This is Said Al-Hajri, the Middle East Rally Champion, winner of the Tunisia Rally, winner of the Pharaohs in 1985, driving for Rothmans Porsche, now driving for Rothmans Mitsubishi. Second today because a puncture delayed him. He would have won, he said, had it not been for that flat. Still riding with Al-Hajri. Co-driven by Henry Magna. As we look at a general view of the western desert, these beautiful dunes, heading south from El Alamein towards the hot springs at Bahariya. Here we're looking at Oriol, Hubert Oriol chasing Bruno Sarbi. Oriol, the 1992 Paris-Le-Cap winner, chasing Sarbi, the 1993 Paris-Dakar winner. Oriol now Citroen, Sarbi Mitsubishi, and today they finish 3rd and 6th respectively on this stage. Difference to the cars is that Citroen has 330 horsepower, whereas Mitsubishi has 320. The weight difference, though, quite considerable, 1,350 kilograms for the Mitsubishi, but 1,450 kilos for the Citroen. Both monocoque bodies with tubular subframes carrying the front and rear suspensions, engines, etc. This is Jean-Louis Schlesser, the 1990 and 91 World Sports Car Champion, now racing in his Renault Alpine engined Schlesser prototype buggy. Schlesser won this rally last year, the first ever driver to win a World Rally Raid single-handed, and also in a two-wheel drive vehicle, which is this year. He is driving this year with a co-driver, with Philippe Monet, the round-the-world yachtsman, the man who won the Paris-Cape Town Rally with Hubert Oriol. So Schlesser at speed in the desert, as we look at Pierre Lartigue in the number 203 Citroen ZX coming up over these dunes in the western desert of Egypt. Behind Lartigue there, Schlesser following in his Citroen's wheel tracks. Lartigue, the 1992 Paris-Beijing winner, the first and still the only edition of the Trans-Europe, Trans-Asia event. This year he has won in Portugal, Aragon, in the World Rally Raid Championship. 205 here.
That I had no any
This
problem,
is Timo Salonen.
And I start number 6. It was easy to follow the lines. And maybe I got some more experience than beginning of year about this kind of rallies, because it is completely different like World Championship rally, and I think so you must know a little bit this kind of rallies and the car more and more, but in this moment I feel very confident.
So Timo Salonen the win today, Oriol third. We lost today René Medj, his buggy broken, and the trucks of Jacques Bellini and Georges Gouin, both out of the event. A lot of people delayed in these conditions. In fact, a lot of people collecting 6-hour penalties that will put them right back in the event. As we look at the bikes, we join immediately with Egyptian Raya Badar, who wins today's special stage on his Honda XR 650. A great performance, makes him instantly a national hero in Egypt. Egypt, a country of 1 million square kilometers, and this rally is using a great deal of them. Going right from Alexandria in the north down to Abu Simbel in the south, crisscrossing Egypt, coming then back up the east coast. As we ride still with Badar picking his way through one of these wadis, the dried riverbeds, opening onto a plateau here in the Western Desert. Eddie Orioli on the number 2 Cagiva there, the Albatross Cagiva, 4th today on the stage, twice a Paris-Dakar winner, 1988 for Honda and in 1990 for Cagiva. Kicking his heels up there. This is Jordi Acarons, the Spanish Cagiva rider. Lucky Strike Cagiva teammate to Orioli. He runs 3rd today. This man was running in the Paris-Dakar this year for Yamaha, finished 3rd. Has now made the change to Cagiva, taking it very gingerly across this stony desert. Long stage today, 250 kilometers. As we pick up Franco Pico, the Italian on his KTM, he finishes 5th. At the end of this first day stage, this first day being Sunday, remember. So we look at Gianni Meletti on his Kawasaki 650, going down that wadi. He finishes 11th today, but the hero is Egypt's Rai Badar, who's chased in by Jutta Kleinschmidt, the German lady who finishes 2nd on today's stage. A great performance on her KTM 600. Kleinschmidt, who actually works for BMW as an engineer in Munich. We saw her in action on the Paris-Le Cap rally, where she broke 2 bones in her foot but still finished, riding alongside Patricia Scheck. Beautiful scenery here in the Western Desert. There is Jutta Kleinschmidt with Rai Badar. 1st and 2nd today, just comparing notes as we look at the 2 Cagiva riders. Because Orioli, as Rai Badar tells us, well, I drove quite well today. I lost myself a little bit, which I shouldn't have done being Egyptian, but I've relied heavily on the GPS, the satellite navigation system. Had a very good system, which has worked very well indeed. I've got a lot of experience in the Western Desert here. And I drove the right way most of the time and fast. Well, Jutta Kleinschmidt tells us it was a great day for me. I found my way around without any problems. I was able to get very close to Acarons and Pico. And this way I was able to follow them to continue the rest of the course. There was 80 kilometers altogether following them, so at the end it was 2nd place for me. And as they halt on the Sunday night bivouac, Egyptian tea being served, great hospitality here. We're going to take a short break and then look at the events of today, Monday. Stay with us. Well, welcome back to the land of the Pharaohs. This is today, Monday. These are the pictures direct from Egypt on the 2nd day of the 12th Pharaohs Rally. 5th round of the FIA Cross Country World Cup for this year, which at the moment He's being led by Jean-Pierre Fontenay in a T2 production car, not by these prototype cars we're looking at. Fontenay having won all 4 rounds to date of the championship. As we look at Jean-Louis Schlesser, who wins today. In comes Pierre Lartigue, 6th place. This stage, 370 kilometers from Bahariya to Farafra, where hot water springs bubble up in the middle of the Western Desert. There is Schlesser giving one of the Egyptian officials a run for his money. These guys have to stamp the time cards of the raiders. Schlesser continues pushing on in this incredible Renault Alpine V6 engine buggy, just 2-wheel drive, and having won last year single-handed, felt it was time for a change. So he's taken on board a passenger, Philippe Monet. Schlesser taking it easy over these heavy dunes, the Abu Makari dunes. Here as they head south, flares being shown to guide the way to these intrepid voyagers. Schlesser crossed up in the middle of the desert. Another time control. Rally being supported by Egypt Air here in the land of the Pharaohs. As we watch in action Al-Hajri coming down one of these steep sand slopes. Saïd Al-Hajri and Henri Mang in the Pajero T3 prototype. 320 horsepower from a 2.2 litre turbocharged engine, whereas Fontenay, who runs in T2 class, has a 250 horsepower 2 litre turbocharged engine. But Al-Hajri very much at home in the desert. He comes from Qatar. He has been the Middle East Rally champion, and he is showing the way here as they break out of the Abu Makari dunes and head south again towards Farafra, where on Tuesday there will be the longest stage of the rally. But this is a problem for Oriol, Hubert Oriol. That is the back of his car. It is burned, and indeed there is Oriol continuing in 3rd place, but with no rear end on the car. He had an engine fire which they put out, but it was too late to save the hood. He then has a transmission problem, has 2-wheel drive, and despite this, Oriol is still 3rd fastest today and will be 5th overall when the rally reaches tonight's bivouac. So losing aerodynamics as well as 2 of his 4-wheel drives. Still has time to wave. So we see Al-Hajri here being chased by Lartigue. Al-Hajri 2nd, Lartigue 6th. When they reach the end of today's stage, they are faced with a hill climb, the shortest stage of the rally, just 9 kilometers. Up a hill climb. Then they rest before they tackle tomorrow's 620 kilometer special, which is a loop around Farafra, coming back to the same place. So beautiful scenes from the Eurosport helicopters here in Egypt today. Part of the country that many tourists never get to. Tourists preferring the Nile Valley and the greenery of that part of Egypt, but this is almost the hidden Egypt, visited only by tanks and desert rats in World War II and probably camel trains in more recent times. So we continue following Lartigue with Michel Panin. Lartigue tonight will be 6th overall. So a lot of problems for the Citroens. Punctures, fuel problems. Anyway, Jean-Louis Schlesser tonight leading the rally overall. Said, I'm really surprised with 1st. He said, but others fell in the dunes. He said, it wasn't that I was that quick in the dunes, but we were very quick when we got out onto the rather stony plateau, the level places. That's where we could really get the speed up. With just two-wheel drive, we had perhaps a little more, get a little more power down onto the road. He said, anyway, we have a great partnership, myself and Philippe Monet. It's very, very good, working well. This is Salonen in the 206 Citroen. He will be third on the hill climb, but today had 3 punctures and lost 90 minutes, having only 2 spare tires. This is a hill climb, 9 kilometers up the escarpment. This is Hervé Cotel in the 219 buggy. He is 10th in the hill climb, but a long way down the order. Lartigue and Michel Perrin having a lot of problems. The engine stopped 1 kilometer from the end of the stage. They had to be towed in by Ambrosino and get a 1-hour penalty. Said Al-Hajri, second overall tonight. He drove the last 30 kilometers of the long stage with low fuel, said it was a safe drive. As we look at Schlesser passing us, coming up that hill. Very nimble, this buggy, having no problems at all, almost hitting the helicopter, suddenly realizing there's nowhere to go but straight down. Jacques Housseau in the Nissan Turano, the T2, will be third tonight in the T2 class, 13th overall. Teammate Gambillon second behind him. This is Jean-Pierre Fontenay, the man leading T2, and he's the World Cup leader at the moment with 4 wins. Gade, the Nissan T1 leader in his Turano. Jérôme Rivière in the Bourgoin, Juc de Bourgoin Proto Buggy, 30th tonight. Last. Timo Salonen trying to find a way over one of these cols. 8th tonight in his Citroen. And Alain Ambrosino in the 4th of the Citroens. The 207 car. Here he is 4th overall tonight despite his chase car role. So that's the story as far as the cars are concerned today. Schlesser, Al-Hajri, Oriol, Lartigue and Ambrosino. Ambrosino in fact 5th, not 4th, because Lartigue making up some time. That's after 3 stages, Sundays and the 2 today, Monday. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back and have a look at the bikes. Those, that is, that are left in the running. Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the Pharaohs Rally, today's second day of the 12th round. Sorry, 12th in the years the Pharaohs Rally has been running, 5th round of the FI Cross Country World Cup. We are looking at the moment at Jordi Arcarons, who takes 1st and 2nd on the 2 stages today, and tonight will be placed in the rally 1st overall in the bike section, riding the Cagiva Marathon, the Lucky Strike bike. Arcarons being followed by teammate Eddie Orioli, also Cagiva mounted. He runs 2nd and 3rd in today's 2 stages, and tonight he will be 2nd overall. These two well known to followers of the Paris-Dakar, Paris-Le Cap rallies and the others we've covered over the years, the Atlas, the Tunisie Rally. Arcarons again coming over one of the sand dunes here on this long stage from Baharia to Farafra, 370 kilometers, followed by a quick 9-kilometer hill climb. Of the 40 bikes that left Alexandria, we'd lost 11, just 29 running at the start of today, and that will be down to 22 by this evening. Off into the wastes of the Western Desert they go. As we see Marmaroli, also Cagiva mounted, 6th and 5th today. Marco Mamidoli of Italy on his Gilera RCR. Impressive jump there for Marco Mioni of Italy, his Honda XR600. And Gianni Maletti 6th overall, Kawasaki KLX 650C. Badar, the Egyptian rider, still going strong. But after his victory on Sunday, not so well placed on these long stages. 9th on the long stage and then 14th on the hill climb, stumbling a bit as he tried to get up the escarpment. Marco Binotto coming down a very steep dune side, taking it carefully, then onto the stony desert floor, really booting it. That's a KTM, he is aboard, running in 13th overall. And just look at this escarpment, this is part of the hill climb at the end of the stage. As we see Miotto coming up, climbing over that hill to cheers. Second bike there is Ambrosino. He's running 17th today. As we see the Russian Alexei Nifontov get stuck on his Honda. The only Russian running in the event. Obviously concerned about the things happening in Moscow this weekend. Up goes Tagazo. This is Luigi Tagazo of Italy on his Yamaha TT600, and the Japanese Yazaki being helped by Jutta Kleinschmidt and others to get over the top of the ridge. 20th today, not quite last. There he is on his face. Tagazo's last today. So Yazaki continues his Yamaha. This is Franco Pico, 3rd overall today on the number 1 KTM. Good run up the hill there, and Egypt's Rai Badar running in 5th overall tonight. Marmiroli here in 7th overall. As we look at some of the action further down the field, this is Olaf Orbach and Cristinelli. Enzo Cristinelli of Italy on the number 40 Yamaha 660. Getting well and truly stuck in the sand there. They're back with his Honda XR600. Dabbing all the way up the hill. No points awarded against you for doing that here, although of course there are in trials. As those of you might have been in Yorkshire a couple of weekends ago for the final of the World Trials Championship would have seen, this man would definitely have been out. So Urbach is helped to his feet again. Tagazo, Luigi Tagazo, this is the 22nd of the bikers left tonight. 22 out of 40, almost half gone, and we're only on the 2nd of 11 days of the rally. France's Eric Belfoy comes past on his Honda Diaxra. Great showing there, look at that, that is the way to do it. Straight up and into the rock face and you come to a dead halt. And finally, cheered on by everybody, they make it to the top. There are the bike positions: Arcaron, Zorioli, Pico, Kleinschmidt and Badar. So Lady Jutta Kleinschmidt and Egyptian hero Rai Badar still holding their own at the end of 3 stages and 2 days. We'll be with you tomorrow from the Pharaohs Rally. Stay with us for Eurosport's continuing coverage of desert raiding.